good. All right, so this is the control for the generator. The main screen's always gonna look like that. It'll go to sleep sometimes. All you have to do is push one of these bottom buttons and it brings it back up. Main thing is always make sure the generator is in auto. That switch will be pointed at auto. If it's not, you're gonna see right here, this not in auto light is gonna be flashing red. If it's not in auto, it's not gonna start an emergency. The way to take it out of auto, if you ever wanna check the oil or anything like that on it, is you just switch it to that 0 position. So if you're in that 0 position, it's not gonna start. If you ever wanna manually start it, take it out of auto, switch it to manual, hit manual run, it'll start up and it's gonna run forever until you hit that button again and shut it down. And then after you do that, just always make sure you put it back to auto. For any shutdowns or anything, so where, say the gen tried to run in the winter, it was too cold and it didn't start on the first crank try, so it'll cycle like 3 times trying to crank, but if it gets a fail to crank, that's a shutdown. So what's gonna happen is, right here you'll see shutdown. You'll probably also see fail to start light up. That's just letting you know you have a shutdown. So to clear that, you have to switch it to off. Then you hit this fault acknowledge reset button. That'll clear the fault. You'll see those lights go off. Switch it back to auto. If you're still in a power outage, it's gonna try to start again. If you didn't want to do that, you can always manually start it, but then if you manually start it, it's not gonna automatically shut down. If you switch it to auto, it'll automatically shut down when it needs to after comment comes back.
In a situation like that, say it did fail to start in an outage, once it starts, everything will transfer over.
Yes,
right?
everything,
Okay.
and then I'll show you guys how the transfer switches work here in a little bit too. Yeah, that's all part of it. With the screen, anything that you want to find, you hit engine. It'll tell you coolant temperature. Should always be around 100, somewhere like that. It's got a block heater on it. It's got a thermostat in it. It turns on, turns itself off. It's just to help for starting when it's cold out. And then you're going to go down. These are all for when it's running, obviously, oil pressure, engine speed, battery voltage. It's got a battery charger on it that has to be on all the time. The charger is actually right mounted inside here, down here.
Where are the batteries?
The battery is on the
back
yeah, it's
side?
going to be on one of the sides of the engine. I didn't install this unit, so I don't know.
Okay.
I have to look at it just to figure it out, but I'll show you that in a second too.
Okay.
Should always be around 13, unless it's running, it'll be up around 14. If that charger fails for any reason or somebody flips off the breaker, your battery's going to eventually die just because this constantly drains the battery just because it's drawing power from it. So you got to have the battery charger on, otherwise you're going to not have a generator basically. The rest of this stuff is basically for us. Fuel rate doesn't matter, it only works for diesels. Alternator, that's going to be anything while it's running with your voltage and your frequency, amperage, stuff like that. To check hours on this, you hit more, then you hit history, go down, 4.8 hours. It'll also tell you the amount of starts if you ever want to check anything like that. Also, you have faults. You can check previous faults and you can check current faults, but current faults only show up if they're still logged at the time. So if you didn't reset the fault. Another main thing is this e-stop. I can't push it in because I don't want to take you guys offline, but if you push it in, it's a latching switch. To reset it, you have to pull. No, it's not a turn one, it's just a pull out one.
Okay.
You can also lock it out with these if you want to, so once you push it in, you can put a lock on it.
So if you're doing maintenance, it won't start up.
Yep.
Okay.
So to do that though, you have to physically pull the switch out. You have to switch it to off, reset the fault because that logs as a shutdown fault. So after you do that, switch to off, fault acknowledge, turn back to auto, and then you're back to where you should be. All right. Any questions on the front? Okay. And on the battery charger down here, it's kind of hard to see just because of where it's at. But on the front of it, it'll tell you what the voltage it's putting out to the battery, so 13.3. And then every couple of seconds, it'll change and it'll let you know the amperage that it's putting out to the battery.
Breaker's labeled inside. It says charger in case somebody turns it off.
Sure. I would imagine.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
Yeah, that would be the electrician who wired that up. Main thing is if you're running a generator and you don't have power in the building and you're in a power outage, main thing to check would be the 2 breakers on the side of this. They might have tripped. So if they have tripped, they'd obviously be down. Just push them all the way down, then pull them all the way up, just like a regular big breaker. Yeah, that's about it there. You got 2 of them too, just to let you know.
On the other side?
Yeah, there's another one exactly the same on the other side.
Okay.
Obviously, this is just normal engine stuff over here. This is where you'd fill oil. You guys probably won't be doing your own maintenance on it, I don't imagine. Let's see. That's the coolant heater right there. It's just a plug-in style coolant heater, so it's got an outlet that it plugs into. Air filter. This is your overflow coolant bottle. That shows you that you have coolant in the engine, basically. If that ever goes down all the way, you guys will get a fault about it, and it'll say low coolant level. So, all right.
Now the coolant level's heated. Is it pumped, or is it just a a heater and
Yeah,
just
just
natural
it-
gravity
yep.
or natural? Okay.
Yeah, convection.
Natural convection.
Mhm.
No crankcase heater for the oil.
No.
Okay, just coolant. Okay.
Yeah, these ones don't really need it. The oil's thin enough to the point where if it gets cold enough to make that oil thick enough to the point where it's gonna not have enough pressure, I mean, it's gonna be ridiculously cold outside. I've never seen one of these ones get low oil pressure.
And this is 530. It says on the cap.
Yeah.
So okay.
Mm-hmm.
And where's the dipstick on? there?
Dipstick's on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Hang over here.
Does it have an oil reservoir, or is it just what's in the sump?
Yep. The dipstick's right here. There's your battery that I was talking about.
Okay.
So,
Maintenance free or distilled water?
these ones are maintenance free.
Okay.
On these ones, it should last. We recommend
4 years.
3.
3.
If there's anything life safety on it, it's 2.
And the other one is 2. We change them every 2.
So
Okay.
that's usually what we recommend is 2 for everybody, just so that way, because with the battery charger and the control draw, these batteries sometimes will fail within 3 years. It's happened. It's not something that I want to happen to somebody while you need backup power.
Backup.
That happened was once, and we got a cat from the school.
Yeah.
It went over 2 years, and he happened to
Yeah.
be in the room when the thing tried to start.
Yeah.
The battery blew.
Yeah, I mean it does happen too. So once again though, just you can see that's where your switch is for that low coolant. So
Okay.
if it ever goes below that point, it's gonna give
And
you
there's
a
a
fault.
reservoir in there. You can actually see
Yeah.
the level.
Yeah, you can see the
Regular
level.
antifreeze 50/50.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this is
We shouldn't have to.
You
touch
shouldn't
it.
have
to.
Maintenance
No.
contract.
okay.
Yeah.
Because this is
You-
a turbo. I was gonna say this has an air filter too, and you guys handle all that. Okay.
Yeah, and that's as long as you have a service contract with us, we'll
Okay.
catch anything before the problem happens usually. So, all right.
So what's the advantage of having it outside as opposed to like our other building that's inside with a remote radiator
I mean,
noise?
the better yeah, I mean it's better outside because it's not as loud inside.
Okay.
It's worse outside because it's not going to last as long. That's
Plus
just,
the battery. The battery's sitting in the cold slab.
you can get wrap heaters or tray heaters for them if you want to
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always a good idea to get them because it does help the battery with starting in the winter.
Where's the exhaust?
Comes out right there.
Oh, there's a little cap on
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's natural gas, so it shouldn't be.
No,
Won't be
I
no
mean,
smell or anything.
It'll smell like you're having a barbecue in here.
Okay.
Maybe a little one start.
There's your other
Yeah.
breaker that I was talking about right there, and that's about it.
Now, why are there 2 breakers? in
2
both
different
of them?
feeds for the transfer
Oh, there's 2
switches.
different feeds,
Yeah, 2 transfer switches.
and they're both 100 amp.
Probably. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the breakers here are, but the switches might be a little bit higher rated too.
Yeah.
Also, I just wanted to let you know I did put a sticker on here for you. That is our emergency service. We always have somebody on call.
Oh,
So
really?
if you guys ever have an issue with anything and you don't feel comfortable working on it, or you need somebody out here immediately to come work, give that number a call. They'll get somebody out here for you.
Okay, what's the warranty period?
Warranty period for these ones, they just upped it. It's 2 years or 1,000 hours, I think, which you probably will never get to 1,000 hours within 2 years. So
What about exercising?
exercising should be set for once a week, every 30 minutes, unless it was otherwise specified to the tech who did the startup on it. I can check it for you when we go inside.
I'm just curious when it was, so we can
Yeah, so we
keep
know.
an ear for it.
Yeah, if you take me to do you know where the electrical room is with the transfer
Right in
switches?
there.
Yeah,